What is up? Visokii Entertainment, almost said gaming. Here, Radio Podcast. We have a lot to cover. We're not necessarily going to cover Raw and SmackDown from 2 weeks ago, but we are going to have a little bit of pay-per-view talk. We're going to have a little bit of NXT taping talk. We're going to have a little bit of Raw and SmackDown from this week. We're going to have a little bit of Thanksgiving talk. So, I mean,
Case Keenum.
I want to talk about
Did he break his head again?
Talk a little bit about the pay-per-views like we were just doing. Pretty much I was like, hey guys, let's go live, and then we went live because we were already talking about the pay-per-views. But the first thing we have to do is, Garrett, how was your Thanksgiving?
It was just got my new mouse off Amazon so I can do some actual editing. The edits for the NXT War Games, other predictions and stuff will be up whenever I get them done. So I have school right now, so I'll probably be this weekend when they get up. But for right now, the streams are still up, so you can go see those.
Charlie, I know you were hanging with the fam. How was it, man? How much food do you eat?
Too much food.
Oh, I felt.
That's the way it goes down. But we went Black Friday shopping after. Got the Villain Club. You're good. The Young Bucks. Know how it is.
On Christmas, got my new mic on the way, my Blue Yeti, and my new HD webcam. That'll be a thing.
You're gonna love the Yeti. One of the best purchases I've ever made.
I just want it for recording. It's a thing.
It's so good. But yeah, check me out with the Young Bucks T-shirt on the Street Profits segment in like 4 weeks on NXT.
Street Profits, man. Garrett, do you like Street Profits?
Street Profits are probably my favorite NXT tag team right now, other than AOP for the time being. You know, I was just talk about wrestling shirts. I didn't even realize I have a Walking Dead shirt on right now. I thought it was my Balor Club shirt because I looked down and saw the white lettering, and I was like, oh, it's Walking Dead. Good way.
And Walking Dead, the show everyone always brings up when they're talking about WWE being scripted.
Exactly.
Hey, man, why doesn't ESPN cover The Walking Dead?
There you
go. Zombie Run.
It's interesting here because you love Street Profits, so does Charlie and Rick and everyone else that I've ever talked to. But I say you might as well call them street jobbers because that's all they will ever be on the main roster. I hope they get big in NXT and stay there, but they are – I hate to make the comparison, but they're just crime time, dude. That's how WWE will look at them. That's how they will be treated.
That Montez Ford, I mean, he's got charisma for days, so I hope they don't let that go. Is that Angelo Dawkins?
The chubbier face?
No, that's Angelo Dawkins. He's a bit of a journeyman. He's been in NXT for a long time.
It looks like MVP.
Trying to find his groove, and I think he's finally got it, to say the least.
I love tag teams like this because you can tell both guys have a singles career ahead of them. They just don't need to have it now. You know, they could both launch off of, even in NXT, of the tag team work that they do together because they're both pretty good in the ring. And
how old are they?
Dawkins, it says July 24th, 1990.
Okay, so that's like 27.
And then the other guy, May 31st, 1990, Montez Ford.
So also
all right, so they're still young enough to be considered quote unquote young guys.
Yeah, oh yeah, big time. There's another young tag team that I think might have saw the birth of last night. I don't know. Oni Lorcan and Danny Burch, older guys. They're both definitely in their 30s.
I don't know if it was on the State of NXT show. I think it was where I said that should be. I'm pretty sure at one point I said that should be a tag team.
Dude, they have a similar look.
The whole crowd is going 1, 2, 1, 2, because Oni Lorcan comes out with the 1 and Danny Burch comes out holding up the piece.
Huh.
Yeah, that NXT is tag team wrestling right now, and they have so many tag teams that there's almost not room for some of them, like Heavy Machinery and stuff. You know.
Yeah, where are they?
There's no room right now. You got Street Profits, Undisputed, Sanity, Authors of Pain, Birch, and they're really packed right now. And I think
the Street Profits are mostly fighting jobbers right now. So
yeah. I mean, that's where they should be. They're like when all this stuff is done with AOP and Undisputed Era and Sanity, like Street Profits can be that next wave. Like that's the way they feel. So. Stay tuned for some NXT taping spoilers. We'll go over it after everything else. Sound good, guys?
Sounds good.
All right. So let's kick it back to the pay-per-view. We were talking some War Games. We were talking about how Dave Meltzer had 2 matches rated 4 stars or over in the War Games match 3.
Yeah.
Oh, well, the War Games match got, what do you say, 4.5?
Yeah, 4.5, which is really good.
The Velveteen Dream versus Aleister Black got, what, 4?
Yep, that got 4, and same with the NXT Championship.
Nice. So, I mean, it was definitely a solid show.
Salad.
Charlie, I know you and I shared the same sentiments with the War Games match overall, so why don't you kick us off?
Just that the way they started it with 3 people and one of each, it started so slow. It felt like we were dragging that first 5 minutes before Kyle. I believe it was Kyle and Bobby ran in.
And Adam Cole was trying to escape before anyone touched him. It was weird.
Yeah, it was a very odd start. I see why they did it. And, for a 36-minute gimmick match, it was very entertaining, the last half. And, Alexander Wolf cracked open his head. So
that was disgusting.
Yeah, there's definitely some violent stuff. So if that's your kind of thing, you got your taste of that.
Sorry.
But I think this is 9 legit superstars that will all be – maybe Eric Young won't, but the other 8 will definitely be on the main roster at some point.
Wow, throwing shade at Garrett.
Well, it's just Eric Young's already 40+, so, I mean, who knows?
That's true.
They could kick him out of Sanity in NXT, or he comes up with him. Maybe he wants to run at the main roster, too. I can't blame him. So, but I definitely think 8 of those 9, if not all 9, will be on the main roster.
Actually,
hopefully
Charlie, we got to talk about Sanity during spoilers, and Alexander Wolf in particular.
True.
Was he there?
I don't think so. I think he's just got his head hurt still.
Oh, okay. Maybe that's
he's probably
all.
Not wrestling for about a month. Yeah.
And there's another superstar that we, a little bit of a teaser here, was not on NXT tapings. What that could mean, I have no idea, but it was a bit surprising.
Yeah, there's a couple too. I mean, I think NXT is just so packed right now.
It was really good. So the NXT Championship match, Garrett, I'm going to throw that one to you because we have to think it's just a shame that Drew McIntyre got hurt because that was a very solid match. I think we can agree, right? And I wanted to see part 2. Does McIntyre come back for that championship now, or when he's better, do you think he's just going up?
I think either way works. I mean, honestly, if they want to keep him in NXT, the only thing that they're going to be doing is, like we've been saying with a lot of these other guys, they're just taking time off his career. You know what I mean? I mean, and it's that's what we talked about with Finn, and then immediately on the main roster, first month hurt. You know what I mean? I mean, and we don't want that to happen to Drew. So yeah, I would really hope that that's where they're going with this at this point. If not, then then he has to win the title back, because then you send Almas up, because Almas could do a little bit for a while, and then maybe, I don't know, maybe it's a starting feud for one or the other when the other goes up. I don't know. It's there's a lot of different ways, and you never know what's going to happen once they hit the main roster. So
I'll be honest, I kind of turned over a new leaf with Andrade Almas during the tapings. He started getting cheered, but he was such a good heel, he turned the crowd against him like that. And he was a heel by the end of the night because we saw him multiple times. He's the champ. So very good job by Almas in the match. I didn't agree with the decision because Drew's my boy, so I was a bit upset.
But it's better than him vacating it. If they would have known him.
Charlie and Rick were like, dude, this is awesome. Messaging me when Almas won, and I was like, this is bullshit. But
mine was mainly because the past few months on NXT, they've tried with the new character and everything, and it's really worked.
So apparently Dave Meltzer thinks that the War Games match was match of the night. There's no way. Velveteen Dream versus Aleister Black was amazing, and it was honestly the best storytelling match that I can remember since Daniel Bryan's victory at WrestleMania 30. Can you guys think of another time?
maybe AJ Styles' first title win just for me, but I mean, but that's not even close. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but it's just Velveteen Dream is pretty good in the ring. Aleister Black is really good in the ring. But, like, Velveteen Dream knows what he's good at and what he's not. And he has a lot of people that were already rooting for him. Plus, it was near his hometown, I think, because he's getting a huge pop. And it was just really good to see that he knows how to play up his strengths, which is his storytelling. Just making it not corny either. With a gimmick like that, it's so easy for Velveteen Dream because I had our buddy Mike, who we play Xbox with. He was using my login. He was watching the pay-per-view. And he goes, when Velveteen Dream came out, he's like, who the...
I can imagine how he would be.
Because he doesn't watch wrestling all that much. He just kind of watches it from time to time. And he doesn't watch NXT, but I was like, dude, you got to watch NXT. He's like, all right, I'll watch it. And he was like, who is this guy? Like, get him off my screen. And like 10 minutes later, he's like, all right, this guy's kind of cool. And by the end, he was like, dude, that was amazing. So, like,
absolutely, yeah.
Like, that's just, he made so many new fans that night. And I think that should have been the 4.5 star match, to be honest. By the way, I'm in Wendy's because, you know, I hopped into this call about 30 seconds after walking in my door. My feet still smell. Drowning it out with the smell of a Baconator.
It's allowed to happen. It's what happens when you rush up.
God, and then do we need to talk much about Survivor Series? Do we want to?
I don't know. If it leads into our Raw and SmackDown stuff.
That's true. We'll
nothing important happened.
Yeah, we'll reference it when we're talking about Raw and SmackDown. Right?
That works. Do I need to send a topic list?
Do we have a list? Yeah.
I have it copied. I never sent it.
So, Thanksgiving week, I did watch Raw and SmackDown. I was excited. I got the week off because I'm a teacher. And so, like, it's rare that I get to stay up for the pay-per-views. And if I do stay up for the whole pay-per-view, then I'm perpetually tired Monday and Tuesday night, so I don't watch either of them. I have to make a choice. And I was actually able to watch all of Raw and SmackDown last week. Really enjoyed it. I think that the Raws and SmackDowns had been going on a really good trend up, like the stock market, like Trump is saying, best stock market incline in history, if you ask Donald Trump. And then it all came crashing back down to earth this week. I mean, do you guys have a differing opinion? Did either of you guys love either Raw or SmackDown or both?
I mean, it was okay.
So we're not in love with it, but there were some moments. Is what you're saying?
I mean, hold on. Let me look at my list again.
We'll talk about it. I'll start from the top.
There were some some matches maybe.
So Roman Reigns, the week before, Roman Reigns beat The Miz for the U.S. title. Or, sorry, Intercontinental title. What the hell am I talking about? Intercontinental title. And then he came out, once again, internet wrestling community is furious, even though Pete Dunne carries the god. He freaking comes out gnawing on his title. But Roman Reigns slinging the thing around his shoulder. Stone Cold Steve Austin used to throw the title into the ring. But, you know, Roman Reigns slinging over his shoulder. So disrespectful. He comes out. We thought after that.
Shit knockers, though.
People just find a reason to hate Roman Reigns and everything associated with him, as we'll talk about in the next segment. But, so Roman comes out. WWE was like, all right, he's finally a face the week before when he won the title. Nope. People hate him again. Was this surprising to you, Garrett? You think he's going to ride the baby face wave for at least, 10 minutes?
Maybe 30 seconds, not 10 minutes, though. I mean, Roman is a really odd case because he has all of the tools to really succeed, but because of the way that those were attempted to be delivered by the management, it seems like the crowd is eternally turned on him, and the only way that he'll ever be the good guy is if they turn him into the bad guy, and eventually that's going to happen, and people still aren't going to be satisfied, so he'll just have to be a heel for the rest of the time. And then
not
Roman
gonna
will
be a
never.
good guy or bad guy. He's just gonna have to be the guy.
He already was that, and it didn't work. He took what was it, Samoa Joe's or someone's gimmick from like 2000 something. Yeah.
But no, I think I can agree with you there. Like
Kevin Owens.
Roman Reigns will always be seen as like the poster boy, and even though people cheer for Cena, they just boo him. Are they just looking for reasons to hate Roman Reigns at this point, Charlie? Is that all it is?
Yeah, they're searching for every reason in the book to hate him, you know, because it's Roman, because he's the company guy. But in reality, Roman has one sec. Roman is literally just. I'm trying. I got. It's on the tip of my tongue. Okay, I saw a stat earlier. His pay-per-view wins and losses this year are not even 500. He's under 500, but yet he's shoved down our throats, right? I don't know. It's because he was at one point, so you know, it's they just can't recover from it according to people. And I just realized my charger's fucked. Oh, excuse me.
Whoa, man! Hey.
Good thing we have the power of editing.
Mark that timestamp. All right. So, is there anyone that Roman could go against and actually be cheered legitimately, Garrett?
That's an interesting question.
Roman Reigns against Jason Jordan right now. Who gets cheered?
The referee.
They'd find a way for Jason.
Yeah, I think Jason gets cheered.
Kurt Angle's son. So I don't know. Let's go Angle.
He would only get cheered if he like speared Stephanie McMahon through a table, but that's not gonna happen. So
he speared her at Mania and got cheered.
No, that was Rollins, wasn't it?
I don't think so.
Was it the 2 Manias ago then, maybe?
I think Roman speared Stephanie, right?
Was that the one where he fought Triple H, maybe?
Yeah.
Well, then no, I don't know. It's over. It's over.
There's nothing they can do. All right. Seth Rollins faced Cesaro, which on paper, very good match. Seth Rollins comes out and actually starts getting booed. It's the Roman Reigns effect. They thought that the Shield would be enough to save Roman Reigns, and yet Roman Reigns has started getting the Shield booed. That's impressive, is it not, Charlie?
Yeah, it's the Roman effect. I don't know, man. He'll get cheers at times. It's just it's always gonna be mixed. It's always gonna be that Cena effect, you know. He's always gonna have some cheers and some boos, and I don't think there's anything that they're gonna be able to do about it. Even if they did turn him heel, he'd probably still get the same exact reaction. So, you know.
Well, what's weird is that if Roman were to turn heel, he would get a huge babyface pop. If Roman turned on the Shield right now, Roman would be cheered. That's what's weird about it.
Yeah, that's very true. It would. That's how it would go down.
Just rooting for heels is cool now, or at least the way that WWE has heels. People want to root for badasses.
Yeah, it's the way it's
Okay, and this is the thing.
really gone now. You know,
Is that like if you pay attention to the indies, the badass superstars that are baby faces, like I don't know, Chris Hero, Tommy End, Adam Cole at one time, most of the Bullet Club, Kenny Omega specifically. I mean, if you look at all these people, not that I'm saying Japan's indies, but or Ring of Honor, but you know, if you look at all these people that are successful anywhere outside of WWE, they don't restrain themselves to being a heel or a face. They're just a good wrestler. And if they would just embrace that, which I've been saying for like the last year, then things would probably do way better in terms of the actual wrestling fans that they could potentially draw.
What a concept. Just let people make up their own minds on who they like and who they don't.
yeah, not wrong.
WWE, why Vince?
The WWF, the Federation.
Because Vince enjoys telling people how to think.
Do you see
The
that glare on
Federation.
my screen right now? I don't know how to fix that. Ugh.
Titus O'Neil faced Samoa Joe and actually got in offense. The fact that he landed a punch is kind of surprising, Garrett.
Yeah. I mean, Samoa Joe's been destroying people the last few weeks. Which, you know, that's how you build up a badass heel is you have them beat up some jobbers and then you have them beat up some legitimate opponents. And Titus is a legitimate opponent. I mean, he could get into like an IC title picture at some point and we'd be like, yeah, it's Titus, you know? And we wouldn't necessarily agree with the booking on it if you won, but we'd be like, oh, you know, a transitional opponent or whatever. It's like,
True.
but like, this is just like another one of those steps to get Joe back into that picture. I don't know if this means they're building up a next match at the Rumble for Joe and Lesnar, or if this means that he's just going to be involved in something else. I don't know. Is he going to be in the Rumble? Is he going to maybe win it? I don't know.
Talking about next opponent for Lesnar, all reports started coming out saying WWE had no plans of going Balor against Lesnar. And then WWE, for whatever reason, posts a poll on Thanksgiving. Who do you want to be the next feud for Brock Lesnar? And the options were Roman Reigns. This was before he won the title. There was Roman Reigns, Finn Balor, Braun Strowman, and someone, I think. And Balor was like, what? He had like 46% of the vote, right, Charlie?
Yeah, it even ended up being more. He was in the 70s.
Jesus, man. So I don't know why they submitted themselves to that, like why they would allow. Maybe they were trying to like prove a point, be like, yeah, people that actually don't want to see Balor, we'll prove it to you. We'll put a poll and everyone will vote Strowman. Yeah.
How'd that work out for you?
So
Someone was like, Vince, if you put Finn on the poll, he's going to win. If you don't put him on the poll, you don't have to worry about it.
he's like, oh, the guy that wears makeup. That fruitcake with the paint. So Samoa Joe ends up winning. All I could think of when I saw this match was this is exactly how NXT does their jobber matches. They let the jobber get like really hot in like the first 30 seconds, and then the squash happens. So it's not really seen as a competitive matchup. The guy still looks like a badass, you know, Samoa Joe. He still looks great, but Titus O'Neil doesn't look like a complete pushover. So,
True.
very interesting. Some people were thinking that this was a shoot, that Titus O'Neil actually like came at him a little tough because Samoa Joe was stiff with him, but I personally don't think so. I think Samoa Joe just said, hey, Titus, hit me as hard as you possibly can in the back. So.
Yeah, probably. Joe, I feel like Joe's that kind of guy. Just be like, all right, dude, compound me.
What?
Can't blob a man now. Come on, old brother.
Brother.
All right. So they've already killed Paige. So her, Mandy Rose, and Sonya Deville, who, by the way, Sonya Deville, live, don't. Just stay away from anything with her on the card. They kill Sasha Banks, and we're seeing the feud between the three, well, the one returnee in Paige and the two debutees and Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville against Sasha Banks, Bayley, and who was it? Oh, Mickie James, right? What a weird team. So they start attacking Sasha, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Because they're setting up a match later, right? Oh, no. They set up a match. Sorry. They attacked the other two backstage beforehand, and then Sasha was left alone, and the three girls, Paige, Rose, Deville, all killed Sasha. So, interesting enough. I just think it's really odd. Why do they have the same exact storyline going on both Raw and SmackDown right now, Charlie?
Bad timing, and they're lazy. They had to do a women's refresh, and they decided to do the same thing twice. In a way, it's it's a little different. But if Ruby Riott and Paige weren't the same person, it would, you know.
Yeah, right. Ruby Riott doesn't know how to wrestle.
Yeah, she's
Paige
probably
is
better.
at least good.
Yeah, I know. It's just, I don't know. It's weird. They needed new women badly, and they didn't know of any other way to do it, apparently.
They could have just brought up the best thing on NXT right now, either men or women. What are they? Dynamic duo? Something like that?
The iconic duo.
There it is. Iconic duo. I was like, there's something duo, but Billy Kay, Peyton Royce are amazing. Okay. All right. Anything you want to add about the women's situation, Garrett?
I mean, I just think it's like, I agree. It's really kind of dumb that they have both shows with the same exact idea right now. And it's like, why one that kills both immediately, because if one of them's better than the other, or they're about even in level of storyline, then neither one of them is really going to be that good. And you don't want them to push one more than the other. So it's like, it's another one of those things where they're shooting themselves in the foot. One of these is going to end up being a better program, and the other one's going to suffer. And I'm going to try and guess it's probably going to be the one on SmackDown that's better, because it's going to be fit into 2 hours, whereas the one on Raw is going to have to be over multiple segments on the same show.
Isn't that a shame that the show with 2 hours just gets a benefit of the doubt is better, because they know, we're pretty confident that they won't drag it on just to kill time.
But Raw will, because they need extra storylines for the show, and that's not really a pay-per-view storyline for them with the women. So will they have a match or two at the pay-per-view? Yeah, but it's going to be mostly on Raw.
Like, imagine if a regular TV show did that. Like, once every 3 weeks, you just had an entire show that literally meant nothing. No plot progression, no character development, nothing. It's like when you watch Big Brother, for instance, because I know we have some fans of Big Brother in here. It's like when you watch Big Brother and they have those stupid recap episodes when they hit like the final 4 and no one wants to watch it because it's all stuff that the loyal fans have already seen. That's what I feel is going on with Raw and SmackDown this week. I feel like they're like, let's just do like some standard stuff, We'll hopefully, come back next week. Maybe the writers took Thanksgiving off and they totally just went to the chalkboard and picked some random cliches out of a hat. Who knows? Bray Wyatt faced Matt Hardy. We saw a little bit of a hint. I know I swore it off the show, but we saw a little hint of Broken Matt. Is there any chance we get it, Charlie?
Yeah, man. Anthem gave it up. They said go ahead. So they want to see what they do with it. They completely dropped the case so they can even call him Broken Matt, and I'm assuming they will. They must have known this was going to happen, that they were going to drop it, and they must have been like, all right, we got, clearly it's not working with just throwing old Matt Hardy out there, giving wisdom to Jason Jordan. So,
well, Anthem is stupid and run by idiots anyway. Like,
they should have given up right away.
Their new policy is that superstars have creative control over their characters, and they're allowed to keep all their names and everything. So now Anthem, they could theoretically make a superstar, give them their name, everything, and then that superstar is allowed to take their name and go do whatever they want. They have no rights to it.
Which would mean that wrestler could wrestle other dates while they're under contract at Anthem unless the contract stipulates otherwise.
It's true.
And that's what a lot of people and they're doing right now. I'm fairly confident, Except like the champ, who obviously would have a different deal, but
Yeah, well, they got whatever it's called.
Is Eddie Edwards still there?
Yeah, he's there.
He could make it in Ring of Honor.
Did you think of it, Charlie? Did you think of the word that was coming to you? No?
I was trying to say something that they have is they did their biggest show of the year, that Bound for Glory this month, and it was just a complete bust. I mean, a few years ago, from what I get, Emma and stuff, they would have signed with Impact immediately. That would have been the #1 place to go. They'd still make money.
That's what it used to be. It used to be a fallback. You used to get fired from WWE, get a good 6-month run out of it, and then use your fame to go on the indies and hopefully get some dates and maybe come back to the WWE. That was like the little in between. You could go to TNA.
I mean, Eli Drake, I see the matches. I was just looking at while we were doing this, I was looking up who he's faced recently. You know, he's facing good wrestlers. It's just, does anyone really care?
I'm sure somebody's watching, or they wouldn't have a TV show.
Well, that's the thing. They're losing their contracts in places. I mean, it's just a nightmare for them.
When they fall, will New Japan become the new only competitor for WWE? Or will Ring of Honor take a big step?
Ring of Honor is bigger than Impact now. They just don't have a TV deal. And I'm sure they could get one with Pop if they wanted. But that would probably require all this New Japan stuff and be a whole mess.
Yeah, Garrett, I got to tell you, NXT tapings, watch these episodes. The amount of Adam Cole, like pre-WWE, Bullet Club, you know, what's his face? The villain there. I remember his name. Young Bucks, Marty Scurll. That's it. Their T-shirts, crazy there. I think it has a lot to do with their shirts are cheaper. Charlie and I bought T-shirts for $10. I bought a Young Bucks T-shirt for $10 at Hot Topic on Black Friday. And then I was like, oh, cool, got a new wrestling shirt, can wear it to NXT. And WWE at some point, I think they're going to start kicking people out of NXT if they show up wearing these Young Bucks shirts.
No, they won't. They know what they're. It's one of those things. You'll see them in their main show too. They probably it's a conspiracy that they're helping them the whole time. So who knows?
Oh God, maybe
that would be a thing.
Maybe Vince wants wants there to be competition so badly that he's just paying people to make competition.
Yeah, I mean they might have known that them sending them that cease and desist would have made them even bigger. That's all it did. That's all it did. But just real quick, we were talking about just Impact for a second. Their title scene right now is Eli Drake, Alberto El Patron, and Johnny Impact, which Johnny Impact is John Morrison. Eli Drake is, I'm trying to think of who he's kind of like. He's kind of like a Bobby Roode character. Mm-hmm. And then obviously Alberto Del Rio is, his character now is they're suing him over domestic violence. He literally ran out in the middle of a pay-per-view, and that's what he cut a promo on. So it's like, what are you doing?
He is a wife beater as a character.
Yeah, so it's a mess.
Which is pretty hilarious, not going to lie.
They have a tag team over there.
Hi, my name's Alberto. I'm a wrestler.
It's called Ohio vs. Everything. It's like a stable. It's Dave Christ, Jake Christ brothers, and Sammy Callahan's a third member. They really big on the indies, and that's the best thing they got going for them right now. Cool, yeah, he's making his way in New Japan right now, so he's fine. He'll if he ever came back, he'd be bigger than ever.
Also, the next there was a cruiserweight fatal 4-way that no one cares about. Intercontinental title match in which Roman Reigns won and retained the title. Do we really need to touch any of those?
No, man. I was just Raw was terrible.
And then we'll go to the main event: Finn Balor versus Kane. Break it down, Charlie.
Didn't watch it.
Break it down, Garrett.
I turned it off after that Intercontinental title match. I was just so done with it.
Is this the one where Braun runs in at the end or something?
Oh, great!
I think so.
Brady didn't watch it either.
I can't remember. By this point, I was tuned out. I was playing SWOTOR and watching at the same time. I was already tuned out.
We run a podcast. We like wrestling enough to where we've started up a podcast, and we've been going about 1.5 years strong, and none of us watched the main event of Raw.
We're great.
It was a terrible show, beginning to end.
It really was. I mean, I wasn't sure when we started. I gave that sort of like, and then now I'm like, yeah. What happened on this show? A title match.
We're going to say a lot of the same about SmackDown, but let's give our Raw grades first.
F.
You know, that's another thing. We knew there was no way in hell Roman was losing that title. Does that hurt it? It shouldn't. But when you put someone out there like Elias, who, to be honest, I kind of like him, but he can't do the whole gender thing and just throwing him in the scene.
Oh, that's right. It was Elias. I forgot it wasn't The Miz.
Yeah, Dude, Miz is gone. Becky Lynch is gone. They're going to be missing some people.
Sheamus is gone.
So is Dean Ambrose. I mean, they were hurting too. I'll give them that, but
Yeah, this next bit is going to be a little rough.
We didn't get Charlie's grade for Raw.
dude, this is my first ever F. I was so done with it, I turned it off.
I was the hipster giving Raw Fs, and now you guys are copying me.
Fine.
No, because your F finally stands true for us.
I'll give it an F minus.
There you go. So -2.
SmackDown Live. I didn't watch a single second of this. Shane McMahon. I literally, okay, what I do when I happen to miss a show, because my concert was Thursday night or Tuesday night.
Oh, yeah.
So what I always do when I have to miss a show is I come home and I lay in bed for about an hour, you know, just while I'm dozing off. I check the WWE YouTube. I'm like, all right, what interests me? And then the next day, so like Tuesdays for Raw and Wednesdays for SmackDown, they post like the top 10 moments. Literally, I scrolled through all the segments on SmackDown. I was like, no. And I closed the YouTube app and went to bed. Let me just read the segments right down the list so you can get a little preview. First of all, we knew the night was going to suck when last week the selling point was Kevin Owens, you're going to go against Randy Orton. It's like, all right, cool. All right, so we had Shane McMahon came out and spoke. The New Day faced Gable and Benjamin. Bludgeon Brothers faced the Hype Bros. There was one little thing in there that's cool to talk about. Baron Corbin and Bobby Roode set up their incoming feud. AJ Styles faced the Singh Brothers in a handicap match. There was a 6-woman tag between the new girl. Once again, following we don't even need to cover it because we already covered the Raw 6-woman tag. Fashion Files.
And literally, the thing different was Natty left.
Right.
So it was 2.
Fashion Files wasn't even that good. And Kevin Owens versus Randy Orton, I don't even care.
Well,
I know Sami Zayn was banned from ringside, and then he showed up in the crowd. So he theoretically didn't break any rules, right? And that was the whole storyline there.
Yeah, I think so.
I don't even remember.
Both main events, guys.
A lot of wrestling the past couple days. But what was I going to say about Fashion Files? So they kind of left us in a bit of a weird state at the end of it.
Is it Paul Ellering? I don't think so. I don't think it is.
Oh, yeah. I watched that. It's going to be Arn Anderson again.
No, I mean,
think about the way it was shot the same way they do the Authors of Pain thing.
I know, but
I feel like that's too good to be true.
I know.
But I feel like it's going to
want to be right about that, by the way. I want to make that clear, but I don't think I'm right.
That's fair. They need more tag teams. Well, here's the thing. They just made a new spot because really the biggest thing to happen on SmackDown was the Hype Bros broke up.
So they definitely have an empty spot. So that could be next week. But I don't know.
Let me just pull up SmackDown's. Here's the thing. All right, who do you want pushed out of Mojo Rawley or Zack Ryder? I'll take that away, Garrett. Who do you want pushed out of them?
Ryder.
Agreed. He's the face. And they can put him against Corbin. I think it could maybe work. I don't know. The guy's not that.
John Cena can come back and bury Ryder for the third time.
All right.
And then Roman can come to SmackDown and just take all the titles and then go back to Raw and take all the titles. And then it can be the Roman Empire. And he's just got 14 belts.
Let's hear it, Charlie.
All right. You want to hear all the SmackDown or the tag teams on SmackDown real quick?
Yep.
Active tag teams. You ready? 1, The Ascension. 2, Breezango. 3, The Bludgeon Brothers. 4, The Colognes. 5, Gable and Benjamin. 6, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. 7, The New Day. 8, The Riot Squad, but they're the girls, so they're not actually in the division. So 8, the Rusev and Aiden English. 9, the Singh Brothers, and 10, the Usos. Does it feel like they have 10 tag teams?
Did you say Zayn and Owens?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
So
10 tag teams. but you got the Singh brothers, the Colognes. I mean, the Ascension's in Fashion House. Do they ever wrestle? Not really.
No.
I don't think Rusev and Aiden English have had a tag team match. I mean, they have, but not going for anything.
The Ascension are on their way out the door. I'm marking it right now. They will not make it past probably Mania.
The next cuts. Well, who knows when the next cuts are? I mean,
Yeah, they always do these ones at the end of the year real late. So you
and then you ready to hear? Doesn't it feel like Raw has more teams?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Raw got some NXTs recently. I don't
active right now. They have Absolution, which is girls, so they're not in the men's tag team division. Excuse me. Cesaro and Sheamus, 1. Gallows and Anderson, 2. The Hardy Boys, but
not really.
Jeff's gone. So is it still? I mean, we can count it as 3. The Miz Taraj, the Revival, injured. The Shield, and Slater and Rhino, who aren't even on TV. So they only use 2 tag teams.
Yeah.
I don't think
so would they really bring up AOP to SmackDown?
So, I mean, you have 2 tag teams who are star-studded, but you also have the Revival, who should be coming back soon. I mean,
they come in with no momentum, though. That's also a thing.
I think what Raw needs to do, they need to make Gallagher and Brian Kendrick a main roster tag team. Right there. That's 1 for you.
So they can job?
I don't think – I mean, on Raw, it's going to be hard for him to get wins. Because realistically, it's going to be the Shield and the Cesaro and Sheamus for a while, right?
Yeah.
I mean, do they run back Gallows and Anderson versus Cesaro and Sheamus? No.
Is there anyone that just bring up TM61 for some depth?
I hope so. I mean, that's an option. Dude, that's another tag team. They're good to go. NXT has more tag teams than Raw. Let's read NXT's tag. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 active tag teams on NXT.
Yeah. It's rough, man. I mean, we had New Day versus Gable and Benjamin. Very odd because New Day have been kind of heely lately. Heelys had some of those back in the day. You guys ever own Heelys?
I did.
Yeah, busted ass first time I had it.
Yeah, I had Heelys and I wore them out like during the winter. I was going out. I was going out on my. We had a porch behind my house, and I was practicing my Heelys, and they got kind of wet because of some snow. And then I brought them inside and I put them on the heater to dry out, and they shrunk, and I could never wear them again.
Wow.
Sad day, man.
Sad day, man. R.I.P. Heelys.
I showed up at school with my Heelys, and even though I was an unpopular kid, I was like the cool kid for one day because of my Heelys. Because I was riding them around out at recess, and I was a cool kid.
There you go.
I thought I was cool because the way my middle school was set up. So like you walk in the front door, and straight ahead of you is this long ramp. Probably it was like probably 50-foot ramp, and it was just really, really low, just slow decline. And on your right was the cafeteria, and then you kept going. All the way at the top of the ramp was the gym, and then just to the right of there was the chorus room, and then there was like the front office to the left. So, you know, me being a cool guy, come out of gym, down the ramp. Come out of chorus, down the ramp. You rocking the Heelys going down the slow ramp, the chicks be checking you out.
There you go.
Do they even make Heelys anymore?
They must.
That I don't know. But
anyway, Gable and Benjamin beat the New Day.
Yeah, they're heels now. No, the New Day beat them.
Oh.
Clean. Like, what the hell? What's the plan? I have no idea what they're doing. At this point, I think
adult-sized Heelys now.
Well, there you go.
If that's not a podcast entrance.
I'm starting to think for Clash of Champions, we might get Owens and Zayn for the titles against the face Usos now.
See, I would be cool with that.
I mean, because I think that's the direction they got to be going. Because what would be the point of pushing in Gable and Benjamin anymore if they just lost?
Aren't they on all of the matches? Aren't they on commentary on all of them?
Who?
Usos.
They are. Well, that's because they're supposedly next or whatever it was.
Because the New Day, obviously, they're like obviously I would say
they're not running that back. There's no way.
if we're speaking just in the ring, though, if you take the 4 tag teams of Usos, New Day, Gable and Benjamin, and Bludgeon Brothers, I will take any matchup between any combination of 2 of those tag teams as like literally the main event of a pay-per-view. I would buy that.
Because I think Rowan's improved. I think wrestling-wise, I think I don't think he's great. I just think he's getting better, and I think it's something.
And Zayn and Owens, throw them in there. Let's go.
That's now, 5.
You know what's crazy on the list you just said? Gable and Benjamin, I feel like, are the lowest because they just have not clicked.
I agreed.
I'd split them up.
Yeah, Shelton Benjamin. I mean, he's older, and like his whole thing. Anytime you have these guys where their whole thing is they're athletic freaks and stuff, when they get older, they're not an athletic freak anymore. So what are they supposed to do? So people still remember Benjamin for being the high flyer, doing crazy stuff, Money in the Bank matches, and now it's just like, oh.
Dude, you could honestly, yeah, I know what you mean. I'm enjoying this tag team conversation because when we're putting it all out there, it's fun. Rusev and Aiden English is another one. Rusev Day is hilarious. If they want to be faces and go all out with it, or is it funnier because they're heels?
Who was Rusev feuding with right now?
No one.
Just the whole world.
So
he's got nothing.
Dude, if New Day, what if they did an 8-man tag with Zayn, Owens, Rusev, and English against the New Day and take your pick of a face that could go against those 4? That could be a really good match.
Yeah.
Maybe they get Ty Dillinger.
These tag teams are good, and then we think about Raw. Raw's just depleted, to be honest.
Yeah,
everyone's hurt.
Yeah, and injuries are killing them right now with the tag teams. I mean,
everyone's hurt, and we've seen Gallows and Anderson against Cesaro and Sheamus. I feel like so many times.
We could see them pull the trigger on Shane McMahon, finally getting what he wants and firing Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, sending him over to Raw just while these other guys heal, and then like doing the whole Shane McMahon like comes crawling back to Zayn and Owens and begs them to come back, and we could see that.
Dude, I can tell you exactly what you do right now. It seems pretty simple to me. You have a trade take place, a random out of the blue trade. Sheamus and Cesaro for Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. I think that can happen. Not right now. I'm saying you let the storyline. No, I'm saying you can have that. The Shield obviously aren't going to not be champions eventually. Again, they're going to have all the belts.
Yeah,
except for the world title.
That'll probably happen next week on Raw.
Yeah, that's probably so. You could have a trade happen the next following week or something, and say Sheamus and Cesaro are tired of the Shield, and Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens
are demanding a trade, and so are Zayn and Owens. So they just make it happen.
And then boom! I've been thinking about this for the last couple of weeks. That would be great.
It would be good. I am not excited at all about Baron Corbin versus Bobby Roode. Charlie, I feel like you might be, though.
You know, Corbin's awesome, but I feel like you got to put him with someone like a little bit high. I was really, really hoping somehow they get Neville. I feel like that's the kind of guy he needs to face right now.
What about Kalisto?
Kalisto was a former United States champion, but I mean,
Corbin for it?
Remember they had a feud, and it was a chairs match, and it was the best chairs match ever in WWE. That's not saying much, right?
That's like
I think they got a 4-star chair match. It was like, holy hell!
That's like what people said. Hey, hands down, this last Punjabi prison match was the best Punjabi prison match of all time, and yet. On every poll I see, it's rated as one of the 2 worst matches of the year. That and the House of Horrors match are like neck and neck right now for worst match of the year.
God, I forgot about that thing.
The Survivor Series match might be a contender now too.
It just had a weird ending.
The women's Survivor Series match?
No, the main event.
Oh, I was gonna say the women's Survivor Series was pretty god awful.
Well, they were both bad. I mean. Survivor Series matches. I don't know why we expected something better this year. They're always pretty.
Oh, dude, there was a history-breaking thing on Raw. We missed.
Huh?
Oscar tapped Dana Brooke out in the quickest time ever in WWE.
Huh.
Reported by Shirley Son Ross Sapp.
They need to give her as many records as they can if they want to start doing that. I mean,
maybe they'll incorporate that. Literally, the bell rang and she pinned her out, and she not pinned her, submitted her within like the ding ding ding.
ding ding ding.
Ring ding 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 ding.
Like a flip, and that was pretty good.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna skip back. So we said Corbin Rude, Bludgeon Brothers, Harper and Rowan. No first names, by the way. First, the Hype Bros, Bludgeon Brothers win. Mojo Rawley turns on Zack Ryder. Bit surprising. And then Rob Gronkowski today tweets out videos calling out Mojo Rawley. So it looks like the way we're going. We're going Gronk against Mojo. We're going Gronk against Mojo at Mania. Are you down, Garrett?
As long as they can teach Gronk how to wrestle. I mean, if they can teach Mojo how to do some wrestling moves, maybe they can teach Gronk. Just don't want Gronk to get hurt because the guy doesn't need it anymore, man. Oof.
Hey, man, I can feel the steam coming out of Charlie's computer right now, from his ears through his computer. You all right, Charlie?
Yeah, it's just, they canned the celebrity appearance last year, so who knows?
We need Trump back, man. Now that he's president, we need Trump back.
I was wondering if that's ever going to happen, but he's got no time. Like, he wouldn't be able to do it.
He can can a couple golf trips to make time for WrestleMania.
Trust me, I need to show up at Survivor Series.
Let me tell you what, that Shane McMahon, he hasn't been running SmackDown as well as he could have. This WrestleMania is going to be the biggest WrestleMania of all time.
He starts tweeting out videos of him throwing fake punches.
Dude, he starts tweeting at Cedric. You vanilla midget. You suck.
Now, knowing WWE, they would go way overboard with it. They would call up some North Korean wrestler, have Donald Trump come in and start beating his ass.
All right.
They'd say it's Kim Jong-il's personal representative.
Oh, my God. Dude.
It would be. But you said they would go over the top, and you know that's what they would do.
Donald
Absolutely.
Trump. They're both sitting in press boxes watching their representatives.
Who would his representative be on WWE roster right now?
Well, he had Lashley before, so he's probably picking some other kind of big. He's probably picking Lesnar.
Yeah, Lesnar versus some random giant dude.
And it would be a total squash too.
Lesnar is hard.
Suplexes the guy like 40 times.
Barf.
No, dude. It's Brock Lesnar in there. He's standing in the ring. But North Korea, they have a secret representative, and out comes Ellsworth making his return. North Korea.
This is going to be fanatic, guys.
North Korea's hand-picked champion, James Ellsworth.
All right. Actually, I think I'm leaving that in. Screw it.
All right. AJ Styles beat the Singh brothers in a handicap match. No one cares. 6-woman tag. Natty walked out. Who cares? Fashion Files we already talked about. And then Kevin Owens faced Randy Orton. Sami Zayn was banned from ringside. He showed up, not technically ringside, but in the crowd. Still distracted Randy Orton. Kevin Owens got the win. They found the loophole. They're dastardly bastards, and that's the end of it. Anyone want to add anything?
I think in the AJ, was that the first time we've seen the Avalanche Styles clash?
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Yeah, probably was.
But because it's a dangerous move, and not a lot of people will take it, so, But, I mean, yeah, that's the only thing.
Those Singh brothers are crazy, so.
Yeah.
Don't mess with my friend. She's crazy. What's that from, Charlie?
Stranger Things.
How do you know that?
Jillian whispered it.
Oh, God damn it.
I'll be honest. I heard her whisper.
What's Jillian doing at your house? Tell her to go to school.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh, actually, maybe she's not taking classes right now. Stay in crypt. All right. Anyway, grades for SmackDown, I give it an F. Garrett.
I give it an F+, just to be different.
There you go.
Dude, it's the worst week of wrestling since I've been watching, so I'll give it an F. NXT.
Bomb.
All right. We're moving into spoilers for NXT real quick, guys. So if you
want
don't
to do
want any spoilers, what?
Do you want to do a state of NXT?
I have an address right
Want
now.
to record a little separate video?
Yeah. Let's do that.
All right, cool. I mean, hey, and if we cut it off in about a minute, we'll be exactly at an hour. So we're under an hour right now, so that's good. So
it's like 59:42 every time.
Yeah. So make sure you guys like and subscribe. Click the little bell so you know when we go live. I'm going to drink my green tea, and we're going to record a State of the NXT address. Keep an eye out for it, boys and girls. Peace.